What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. Go over some of the data points, what is really moving it today, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is up 1.54%, 446 the low, 465 the high. So very volatile, but in reality, if I got to be fully brutally honest, NIO's price action lately has been very frustrating because I think in reality with their recent success hitting the marks for the December numbers, it should be a lot higher from what it is. The fact that it even went to 446 this morning is just absolutely mind-boggling, but no actual news associated to NIO today, no SEC filings, nothing like that. I think in reality, the biggest attributing factor why NIO is going down is the Chinese economy, and it's not necessarily doing all that great. A lot of signals are showing that it's kind of breaking down on a lot of different fronts. So essentially that might be the biggest thing that's affecting NIO, but still the fact that they put out their fairly good December numbers and it just kind of goes up, was it 5-6%, nothing really crazy. Looking on the American front, Rivian just opened up and put out their numbers, 22.64% in the green. Even Lucid is piggybacking off of that and is up 6.44% more than NIO. Just does not make sense whatsoever. But beside the point, kind of low volume, 26.3 million for volume, 50.6 is the average. So far, no transactions on the secondary market above $100,000. So big money is not really interested in NIO right now. And no official news associated to NIO, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. No speculative things to really bring up. The only thing is that I think they're doing an update, a big update on January the 10th. But aside from that, that's not really a reason to go out and buy NIO nor sell. So not going to really waste your time with that. As far as shorts though, they are increasing 1.78 million shares. 10.99% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 146.85 million shares. So today is another day that algorithmic trading as well as shorts are kind of taking over. And this is why I've stated in the past that NIO on a technical level is showing some signs that it wants to break out, but until it does get over that key resistance like grouping, it is just going to be at the mercy of just negative algorithmic trading and shorts. And so it's very just a bad scenario. Shorts are fairly active, so they did increase and were increasing 9.6 million shares pretty much straight out the gate, and so that is what caused it to go down. So even some signs of manipulation, and again, that's my own perspective of that. Some people disagree with that, but 2.43 million in calls, 1.19 in puts. 49% of all the options being done today are optimistic in nature. Of the call options that are being purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be above 550 next week. So still a good amount of individuals assuming that it is going to break above those resistance levels. Nothing really crazy to write home about. You have some consensus for it to be above 8 by May and then above 750 by January 17th, but nothing really crazy. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 450. So even though there's a lot of kind of suppression, there is a lot more upside still anticipated. And I think in general, like maybe shorts or even hedging potentially with NIO as well, just in case it does go higher, because as I've brought up in the past, it is showing a lot of signs that it does want to break higher. All it needs is a nice little push. But with it at $4.63, it is trading right above this pivot point. So 460 and then 446 is going to be the following support levels. So kind of bounce off of this S1. So we know that 446 is going to be very good support. Flip side, 473. 482 and then 496 is going to be the following resistance points. So kind of just take a mental note of that. But aside from that, one thing I just want to bring up, Rivian just put out their numbers and they already are getting ratings, new ratings today. Absolute craziness because NIO puts out their numbers and they don't even get any re-ratings. It's not like nobody pays attention to them because there is a lot of ratings, but it like them putting out and hitting their December marks honestly doesn't even prompt any like ratings. On their NIO day among itself didn't prompt any new ratings. So I think just NIO is just one of those very, very frustrating stocks to own and to as well cover. But aside from that, on the actual chart itself, this is that grouping that I'm talking on. So that 50, 100, and 200-day moving average ranging from 475 to 498. If it is able to get a nice little push and kind of break above that, then this is where essentially you'll see a very nice breakout, because if it is able to get above that 507, that super trend indicator, that's where you'll have the algorithmic trading working on your side. My apologies, I can't speak, very sick right now, but beside the point, I think technicals are looking very primed and ready for a nice push higher. It just might need a good catalyst, whether it be NIO related or maybe on a macro standpoint associated to China, because I think China has been one of those kind of X factors that hasn't really worked in NIO's case all that well lately, of course. But it's still above the ALMA, so it's still fairly good stuff. It does want to really move higher. Just the million-dollar question is when. So take advantage of these discounted prices if you do believe in NIO. I think it is just a matter of time before it does break higher, but that might be unpopular opinion, especially based on a lot of my comments in the videos I post. A lot of negative individuals out there, so maybe very, like I said, unpopular opinion. Let me know your thoughts on NIO. Give yourself a shout out if you've been buying, if you've been selling. What have you been doing with NIO? Couple of things to note: if you do want all this information to be completely free, analyst ratings, forecasts, everything under the sun, take a look at IBKR, link in the description below and also the comments. And then as well, if you want some buy signals, stocks, options, and crypto, I launched a Patreon, and a lot of them, even just this last week that I've been putting out, already some have doubled, some are just absolutely poised to go up, like they're 30% in one day. So definitely worthwhile to take a look at. So link in the description below as well to that, and also I'll put it in the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.